breaking the door swing open. I'm finna kill her. I'm finna take her out. She's fighting so hard. She's fighting so hard. And whoever did this is still walking around here living like they just okay.
It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of Hood Tales, let's take it to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to tell the story of a woman who pulled up to fight her friend, and things took a crazy turn. But before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss any future uploads. Stay tuned until the end to hear the whole story. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. They say the people closest to you can cause the most damage. In the city of Milwaukee, a friendship didn't just sour, it turned into a nightmare that left one woman fighting for her life and another traveling across state lines to outrun the law. But the most shocking part isn't just the betrayal. It's the trivial reason why it all happened. And to understand this tragedy, we have to look at a woman named Irma Bowie. By 2023, 27-year-old Irma was no stranger to the legal system. She was a woman who seemed to live on the edge, consistently weaving in and out of trouble. At the time our story begins, she was actually supposed to be behind bars for a previous incident involving intimidation. She was a person who disregarded the rules of the court, failing to report for her sentences and accumulating warrants like they were parking tickets. Her personality appeared volatile, marked by a history of reckless behavior and a refusal to take accountability. Then there's Asia Dennis. Asia was the polar opposite. Known by her family as full of life and loving, she was the ultimate family woman. To her nieces and nephews, she was the fun aunt. To her sister Erica, she was a light that couldn't be dimmed. At 26, Asia was a woman who loved her family and was deeply rooted in her home on Milwaukee's South Side. So how did these two worlds collide? Well, they were a part of the same social circles. They hung out, they celebrated, and on the night of March 3rd, 2023, they were supposed to be having the time of their lives at a birthday party at a hookah lounge near 91st and Silver Spring. The party was vibrant, but as the clock struck midnight, Asia had reached her limit. She was heavily intoxicated and in no state to get herself home. In what seemed like an act of friendship, Irma Bowie stepped up to give Asia a ride back to the house she shared with her father near 16th and Lincoln. Her father noticed she wasn't herself. She had been drinking and something was off. Asia made it inside safely, but there was a small accidental complication. She had walked away with a set of keys that didn't belong to her. To a sober mind, it's a simple mistake, solved by a phone call the next morning. But for Irma Bowie, those keys became a catalyst of rage. Between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., Asia's phone lit up repeatedly. 38 missed calls. 38 times the phone buzzed. A chilling warning of the storm that was brewing. Around 5 a.m., the silence of the neighborhood was shattered. Asia's father was startled awake by a loud banging at the door. Outside stood Irma and another woman, their voices filled with venom, demanding those keys. Asia's father, sensing the danger, called emergency services. The women appeared to leave, and Asia stepped outside for a split second to ensure the coast was clear. That's when the situation turned from a dispute into a tragedy. The women rushed the door, trying to force their way inside. In the chaos, Irma didn't just want the keys anymore, According to witnesses, the other woman egged her on, but Irma took it to the point of no return. She reached past Asia's father, aimed through a broken window, and shouted a chilling promise to take Asia out. A single shot rang out, striking Asia in the back of her head as she was walking away. Asia collapsed. While Irma vanished into the night, Asia was rushed to the hospital. The prognosis was grim. Her sister shared the heartbreaking reality. Asia's brain was functioning at only 1%. Her head was so swollen that doctors feared her heart would simply give out. She was in a coma, a shell of the vibrant woman she had been hours prior. 10 days later, prosecutors formally charged Irma Buie. While Asia fought for every heartbeat, Irma was on the move. She didn't turn herself in as her family claimed she would. Just days after the shooting, Irma's stepfather's house was riddled with bullets. He believed it was a result of the situation that happened between Irma and Asia. By then, Irma had fled nearly 1,000 miles south to East Baton Rouge Parish, Louisiana. But back in Milwaukee, a miracle was unfolding. 6 weeks later, against every medical odds, Asia woke up. By April, she wasn't just awake, she was communicating using a system where one signal meant yes and two meant no. She began to reclaim her life. Soon, the woman who was at 1% brain function was walking. Her right side was sluggish, but her spirit was unbreakable. Against all odds, Asia was coming home. On April 27, 2023, Irma's run ended. She was apprehended in Louisiana and extradited back to Wisconsin. When she stood before the court in May 2023, the prosecution didn't hold back. Pointing to her history of ignoring the law, the judge set her bail at a staggering $500,000 cash. The legal battle culminated in April 2024. Irma Buie changed her plea to guilty for first-degree reckless injury with the use of a dangerous weapon. The other charges were dismissed, but read in for sentencing consideration. The judge handed down a heavy price: 20 years in the Wisconsin prison system, 15 years behind bars, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. As we look at the wreckage of this case, one question haunts everyone involved. Was it worth it? All of this, the lifelong physical trauma for Asia, the 15-year prison sentence for Irma, the terror visited upon Irma's own stepfather in a retaliation shooting, all of it started over a set of keys. It serves as a sobering reminder of how quickly a lack of conflict resolution and the presence of a weapon can escalate a minor inconvenience into a life-altering catastrophe. If this story shows us anything, it's how fragile peace can be and how powerful preservation truly is. Today, Asia Dennis continues her recovery, a living testament to resilience. She remains positive, family-oriented, and most importantly, she is still here to tell her story. Fam, what do you think about the sentence Irma received? And how can we better address these escalations before they turn into tragedies? Let me know in the comments. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of Hood Tales. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, consider liking and sharing. Subscribe for more stories like this and for the stories behind the headlines, because behind them all are lives forever changed. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times. Until next time.